Hello everyone and welcome to the Agnes King 2023 wrap-up. Woohoo! With the year coming to an end and many of us feeling down and weird that we didn't really achieve that much or we didn't achieve everything we planned for at the beginning of the year, I thought it would be a great idea to write down a list of my favorite experiences, purchases and habits from 2023 that brightened my days, made me feel like a better person and like I achieved and did something with my life. This is for me to remember all these beautiful bright moments and for you to get inspired, maybe make your own 2023 wrapped list so that you can look back at it and remember that there are good things happening. You just need to pay attention to them. I organized my things without any particular order of importance, more so than when they happened throughout the year, composed of my favorite things I want to be able to remember and think of with warmth in my heart. Starting off strong, we got a Polaroid camera this year and it was a very treasured purchase because many cute memories will now be remembered in a more solid form in loads of different Polaroid pictures, from us closing clients, from making memories with friends and family to other significant moments in our lives. That was one of my favorite purchases throughout the year and for sure one that we will keep using on and on and on. The next thing that happened that was really great was couples massage that I organized for our 4th anniversary and the day trip that was included with that. It was really fun and really relaxing to be able to be in one mindful space together, to relax with our bodies and minds and then enjoy the rest of the day together, eating awesome food and exploring the city. Another thing worth mentioning is how well our business was going this year. So there were many meetings, interviews, new clients and exciting projects in our business together. It was a really transformational year. We learned loads of new stuff and tried loads of new stuff and experienced loads of new stuff, and that's something that we are gonna remember forever. Another thing that is kind of unrelated to experiences is an eyebrow pencil. I discovered this one in Mercadona, which is your Target equivalent of Spanish supermarkets, with a retractable pencil and a spoolie right here and a perfect color match for my skin tone and hair color. It was definitely my favorite and so far this year I purchased it like 3 or 4 times and I thought it's worth mentioning because it's definitely my favorite from now on and I can see myself using it for a very long time and repurchasing it because it's efficient, it looks nice and it definitely made it to my list of favorites. Another thing that I want to remember, and I have a Polaroid of it somewhere, so I'm gonna show you that here on the side, is the fact that we got to manifesting a few beautiful things together with my partner. And that's something that I really want to remember because it's easy to forget these moments. You are excited when they happen, but then as the time goes by, if you don't have any record of them, it's easy to kind of let them go. Moving forward to a few very cute and sweet meetings and memories made with friends and family, particularly in Tenerife around May. It was Ale's birthday and we had both our friends from Madrid and Colombia and Alice's parents from Italy come over and had fun with them together in many different places, having loads of little cute adventures together and making memories, pictures, videos and things that we're gonna remember forever. That's definitely something I want to treasure and definitely happy that it happened, that we got this socializing, loving, relationship building aspect. And what comes with that as well is when our friends were over to visit us in Tenerife, all of them basically have birthdays within like 2, 3, 5 days within each other and we celebrated a birthday together. So it was one big fun birthday party that we got to spend with people that we all love and that was a very special memory I want to treasure and remember forever. June was also a very full month for us. We got to travel a lot and do many very cool things. We had a trip planned to Italy for Tenacious D concert. That was one of my favorite concerts ever. It was definitely something we both dreamt of and looking forward to for the whole year. And then it finally happened. We went to the concert with friends and family, got loads of cool souvenirs that I'm gonna show you also right here. And that's definitely a beautiful memory that for sure has a spot very high on the 2023 wrapped list. What comes with this Italy trip is another cool thing that falls in the purchases and gifts and manifestation section, if I could call it that. So what I really wanted to do is buy a Switch console for our travels so that we can use it on the plane, on the bus, in the car whenever traveling and have fun together on the go. It was a week before our travel to Italy. Still no Switch in sight, but I was like, you know what? I know we're gonna get it. We went for a walk, and I still remember that day. What happened? Like an hour or two after that walk, we got a call from our business accountant who said that we have overpaid in taxes, and we got so much money back that we were able to, in the end, buy the Switch like right before going to Italy with all the favorite games and enjoy it during our travels like I wanted. Speaking of Switch, there's a few things that I wanted to mention. Starting off strong with Mario 3D. We had a lot of fun with it and just finished it a few weeks ago. It was really awesome to play together, not only us together as a couple, but also with friends and family playing it together. We also got Zelda Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild was beautiful and mind-blowing and raised the bar very high up for me for all the games. Then, of course, the classic, the Animal Crossing game. Still loving it, still playing it to this day and enjoying the island slowly but surely. Then we got the love of my life, which is The Witcher 3. It was really fun to play it again. It's like third or fourth time that I'm playing this story, and now having the huge TV and being able to play The Witcher on it was really magnificent and something that I really wanted to do for a very long time. Then there was also lots of different demos and mini games that we enjoyed. There was Fortnite that Ale keeps playing. There was Palia, also Vampire Survivors, that was very fun. And that pretty much wraps it up. Now, there's one more thing from the Tenacious D concert, something that we don't normally do, but we decided to do this time, given that it's one of our favorite bands together and we had so much fun on the concert with friends and family. We decided to buy t-shirts and some souvenirs and trinkets to remember that moment, and of course took some Polaroid pictures of that day as well, and that was really fun and worth remembering. One more thing that came out of our visit in Italy is the evolvement of the house situation. At this point, we were kind of in the middle of I don't know what. The house we wanted to get has fallen through, so we weren't able to secure it, and not having any other options in the area that we wanted to stay in, we were really confused. Like, okay, so what are we gonna do now? Are we gonna move out of Tenerife? Are we gonna stay there? Are we gonna stay in the same house for the next year? And then we decided, well, how about just seeing some new areas and having new adventures? So that's what we decided to do. So then the whole of July and August were spent organizing, selling all our things and furniture to be able to fit in just a few suitcases and bring our whole life to another country. Then one of my most treasured memories from the year is the goodbye dinner that we had right before moving to another country. We invited all our neighbors and friends and people that we made connections with, and it was very sweet and really bittersweet, if I can say so, because it made us realize how many cute and good friends we made in our time in Tenerife, and how sad it is really to leave them behind, but how life moves on and goes on, how you can still build these relationships even if you're not there with these people in person, and how you can still treasure these moments while they last. Then that brings us to the last quarter of the year. That was very hectic, but at the same time very transformational. This part of my list so far is the chunkiest and also the most fresh in my mind, of course, because we're at the end of the year and I'm recapping it right now in December. So starting off strong, moving to Spain right in the first week of September. The first thing that happened that might sound silly but really made my day was the fact that we got food and really cool and cute service that was provided with our plane ticket. We got a nice little meal of local Spanish foods and an access to a catalog full of games and movies that we could enjoy on the plane. When you're watching this, you might think, like, okay, that's nothing really special, but listen. These things don't normally happen on European flights, so the fact that we got that felt really special as we moved here to mainland. One of the first purchases that is probably one of my favorites throughout the year are the bikes. So we both got bikes. I got a granny bike with a little basket and it's very cute. Ale got his own bike as well, and the amount of adventures we had and the amount of things that we learned to fix a broken tire in a while wild or handle some weird tools and get your hands dirty with the grease when you need to move this or that there, whatever. The bikes definitely make it to the top of the list. That was a very good purchase. One of my favorites because not only a physical activity that improves your mood and improves your health, but also a couple activity together that we get to enjoy without the phones and without technology, and just exploring the city that we have available here. And it's all really bikeable and flat and nice and easy to explore, so that was only an added benefit. We also tried the barbecue for the first time, and the number of lunches and breakfasts and dinners we had on our own private terrace was also very sweet and something I want to cherish and remember. Having your own terrace is a really underrated quality that you can look for in a house. Getting towards the middle of September, I started posting videos on my YouTube channel. So 3 months and 4 days since I posted the first video. Making videos for YouTube is something that I really wanted to do since I was like 17, 18, maybe even earlier. Maybe I don't even remember. But it's definitely something that's been with me for a long time, and I never had the guts and the confidence to jump into it because I was scared of judgment, I was scared of opinions, I was scared of failure, of the embarrassment and the cringe. So seeing myself finally trying it out, posting these first few videos and doing what I always really wanted to do was a really fun experience, and I'm really proud of myself and happy and grateful that I finally did it, because now I have 3 months of experience in these 5-6 videos that I've posted so far. Not only experience editing but also talking in front of the camera, getting more comfortable with that, formulating my thoughts with more confidence and clarity, and saying stuff that makes sense, hopefully. And most importantly of all, just doing something I always wanted to try out. Trying it out finally has definitely made me feel on top of my shit and very happy with myself. So definitely on the top and the top and the top of the list of 2023. Another thing was trying to start something on my own. So we do have a business that is going well, and we have clients in US and all over the world. However, slowly I started realizing that I don't really enjoy it. So one of the notable mentions in 2023 was starting my own business focused on mindset coaching, mindset advice, and courses and resources for women in business. I experimented a lot with that topic. I built a course, I recorded a podcast that was also a beautiful and awesome experience, and had loads of great conversations in these past 3.5 months. And I'm definitely proud of myself for attempting it, for trying it out, for taking it so far in such a short time. In the other video that I will post, I am talking more about that direction and what's going to happen with that, because I don't think I'm going to continue with that, but I'm still happy and proud and grateful that I've tried it anyway. On a less serious note, another favorite from September for me was going back to the favorite of a Revlon foundation. It's something that I've been using when I was at uni, and I remember that it was making me feel very nice and pretty with my skin. And since I was getting really much deeper into making videos and talking with people and getting on camera and recording courses and podcasts and other things, I was like, I need some help. On top of that, speaking about the makeup, skincare stuff, I picked up a beauty blender again, something that I haven't used for years because I went very light on the foundation or only used some concealer here and there, and that's it. Needing some more heavy duty makeup for videos and meetings and other things, I picked up the beauty blender again after using brushes, so it was nice to come back to that. Another silly thing that might seem weird as an addition to all the experiences in life and business that I mentioned before is a towel wrap. So the towel hair wrap that you put on your head when your hair is wet and you wrap it around to make it into a cute little turban has saved my ass many a evening when my hair was wet and it was very cold and humid in the house. Very cool benefit that I noticed wearing it is it makes my hair much more wavy and curly even in some places. Coming into October, there's loads of beautiful experiences that happened. One awesome thing that we started doing together, so my partner and I started doing together, is listen to an audiobook together before bed. So there is a series of books that is my childhood favorite, is this Book's Apprentice, and now my partner really wanted to explore them with me again because he wanted to get back into fiction. So one thing I came up with is to listen to a chapter of an audiobook of each of these spook books at night before going to bed. And not only it's a cute activity of falling asleep together, it's also very cute and heartwarming to see him enjoy my favorite stories from my childhood and fall in love with them just as I did when I was a kid. Since October is my birthday month and it's very close to Halloween because October 30th is my birthday, we made loads of Halloween decorations together. We tried out the glue and mesh ghosties. We painted some pumpkins that made it still to December because we don't have any other decor in this new house, and had loads of fun creating other Halloween decorations. So that's definitely one of the favorite memories and activities from the year. Another thing from around my birthday is the Harry Potter Hagrid birthday cake, which was very cute and very fun to make together as well. By the way, speaking of Halloween, I was meant to wear this. Okay. One of the most memorable things from November was also the fact that I recorded a podcast. The first one in my life really, where I was being interviewed rather than interviewing other people. We'll link it below and you can have a look and listen to it yourself. Something that I wanted to talk about, not in this video but in general, is the science of building habits. In November, I decided to take up a challenge and a kind of experiment on myself of seeing what it takes to build a new habit. So I read and I keep reading a lot about how mind works and what it takes to really change an unhelpful behavior into a helpful one. So to try it all out and to put all the knowledge I've gathered to test, I decided to build a new habit within 30 days. It was flossing. And it was really cool to see how at the beginning I was a bit like, oh, I don't want to do it. But then as the days went by, it was becoming easier and easier and easier to do that daily. And I used a method called habit stacking. Now, seeing success with that method of these 30 days of habit stacking to teach myself to floss regularly, I want to put it to test with other habits, and I think I want to make a video about that as well. So one thing that I'm thinking is to fix my sleeping schedule, because I don't know how else these eye bags are gonna fix themselves. But another one of the videos I want to do is to build another habit together and to kind of take you along and see what happens, because it worked for this thing, it worked with habit stacking, and I want to do it again, just in another area, because why not? Now we are nearly at the end. We are still in December, in fact, but it was one of the most transformational months when it comes to my mindset and my mind space. I talk about it more in my other video that I'm gonna post again before or after this one. There was a huge shift in my mindset, being that I figured that I don't really want to focus on business so much anymore, as much as I want to follow my passion and focus on that. So this December I picked up writing again, creative writing and fiction writing in particular, and had loads of great deep conversations with my partner about what we want for ourselves and our lives and together and individually going forward. And creativity for both of us is definitely something very big. So from December onwards, I'm focusing much more on creative writing and making it much more of a priority in my life, given that it's my first and true only passion and something that I felt myself the most while doing. That was a very cool rediscovery and experience to allow myself to indulge in my passion again, instead of waiting for the right moment, for the perfect moment in the future, because that perfect moment is never gonna come. That was a big realization for me. So taking up writing again is one of the most notable mentions of 2023 and biggest hopes and excitements for 2024. Another cool habit that I didn't mention is that I was going heavy on Vaseline this year on my lips, and I saw a huge difference in how soft and scrumptious and delicious they were looking and feeling as well. Definitely a habit I'm gonna bring in with me into 2024 as something that I didn't think could be so impactful, but something that nevertheless was really meaningful and helpful for my well-being, not only making me feel good but also making me look good, you know what I mean? Speaking of writing, I'm also a big book nerd, and I thought that we could wrap this video up with my favorite books of the year and kind of thoughts on that going forward. So far, as of December 26th, I've read 15 books this year. Not as many as I wanted to. I was planning to hit 24, but things happened and I'm only at 15 right now. I have 3 books that I'm in the middle of that I'm hoping I'm gonna finish. So given that there's like 40, 20, 50% left on each of them, I think I can hit at least 18 books this year for sure. And then maybe I can find 2 short ones to hit a goal of 20. That's a plan. We'll see what happens and I will update you for sure. And I thought that with that, I can have a look at all the books that I read this year and mention my favorites, because for sure there are some that I will think about going forward and remember and treasure forever. My favorite series that I read this year is definitely The Hunger Games and the prequel, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Just finished that last night and it was wonderful. I know I'm kind of late to the party of reading The Hunger Games, but it's something that I've picked up because of a conversation with a friend. I never really read them, but I love the movies anyway. So I decided to give it a try anyway, and I loved them. I think the writing was very good. There were some things, of course, that I would have done differently or that I didn't really enjoy, but still it was a very good series. And having finished The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes last night, I have some thoughts that I need to write down and reflect on, but definitely a great series and one of my favorites throughout this year. Another one that is very important to me and definitely worth mentioning is the collection of books by Neville Goddard, as you might know him. It's as thick as a Bible, and I'm not a religious person, but this is my own personal Bible. This is a collection of his best books, the Neville Goddard Treasury, The Power of Imagination. It's a collection of his best works and books and seminars and other things that he got up to throughout his career, and loads of great quotes that made it to my list of favorites throughout the year that are marked all throughout the book. One of the chapters in here is a book that I'm currently reading, so it's a collection of books, and one of his books is right here at the end. I'm reading through that right now, as you can see the number of quotes and highlights that I've left here in bookmarks. Definitely a beautiful transformational collection about the mind, the power of mind, the manifestation, if you want to call it that, and the power of awareness in general. So the awareness of your possibilities, of your abilities, of your capabilities, of how the world is versus how you actually see it. And lots of great lessons to be had, even if for the sake of lifting your mood sometimes and thinking more positively in this dark, weird world. Definitely a favorite. So what else? How could I forget? One of my favorite things that I am not even taking off except for this video is the highlight and the star of 2023. So moving from Tenerife to Spain mainland, there is a huge difference in temperatures. In Tenerife, you pretty much have one mellow season, which feels like eternal spring. But here in the mainland, you can really feel the weather much more. Probably not as much as in the north or some states in the US or in UK or other countries. However, it's cold. It's cold and humid, and not really being used to that after 3 years in a warm subtropical country, we are really being hit and kind of facing the reality of the cold and humidity of winter months. So, one of my favorite things and gifts that I received this year is the one and only blanket hoodie. I haven't taken this thing off for the past week. It's warm, it's comfy, it's a blanket, it's perfect for the humid cold months, and it's really making me feel alive again, because I was kind of feeling like a cold frozen zombie for the past weeks in here as the temperatures were dropping. So one of the most memorable, important mentions of 2023 is the blanket hoodie. And that, I think, pretty much wraps it up. This is the 2023 wrapped as I wrote it down on my list. There's probably loads of other things that I haven't mentioned that I forgot, but for the most memorable and important ones, Hogwarts Legacy as well. I'm sorry, but how could I forget that? Very fun game, very fun to be a wizard running around Hogwarts. Finally, explore the castle and be a wizard like I always wanted to be, finally. So very happy that I get to experience that. But on a more serious closing note, this pretty much wraps my 2023 with my favorite memories and activities and purchases and gifts and lessons and hobbies and habits that I got to experience. It was definitely a very fun year, and I loved putting this list together to see that there was actually a lot of fun things happening this year. So coming to an end of the year, many times we can feel that we are falling behind or that we haven't done as many things as we wanted to. But if we put everything in perspective and look at everything we've done, either day by day or month by month, writing down our favorites and reminiscing on our best and most treasured memories, we can actually see that life is beautiful and there's loads of awesome things to keep going back to in your mind. And I hope that this video and this message will inspire you to also look at your own 2023 or 2024 or 2025 whenever you're watching this, to look back at your year with a smile, give yourself a pat on the back for all the great things that you've achieved, and look forward to the new year knowing that you'll achieve just as many, if not more, awesome things. So I'm gonna cut it off here, but if you watched it to this part, there's one last thing that I need to show you. That is probably my favorite so far in this Christmassy holiday season. It's the cookies that I made that I think really deserve to make it to the top of the list as well. I have them right in front of me, and I must admit they are the prettiest cookies I ever made. So, the smell. I mean, just look. Brownie cookies. Gooey and chewy with crispy, colorful chocolate. What more to want? Here's to all the great things we're gonna do in the next year. Give yourself some credit. See all the awesome things you did and received and experienced. And look forward to more of these beautiful things happening in your life in the next 12 months. There's one more thing that I forgot to mention that is really my favorite thing ever this year that I've experienced for the first time and then kept experiencing continuously. And this is matcha lemonade. I don't know how I lived without it before, but I need to throw it in here. Wonderful matcha lemonade, ice, some shake and stir, put a slice of lemon and a straw. Try it out.